a sequel 10 years later, and it actually works. Hello, and welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Warden. On this episode, I'll be talking about Zombieland 2. And as you heard in the beginning, this sequel is 10 years later. Literally, 10 years later. And they finally decided to come out with a sequel to Zombieland. And it really works. It's a fantastic sequel. And that's hard to say for a lot of sequels, even ones that come out 2 years later, 3 years later. But to wait 10 years to find the perfect story to tell with these group of characters, I was happy and smiling the whole time I watched the movie. The same characters return: Tallahassee, Columbus, Wichita, Little Rock. They return, and they add a few more people in there. Rosario Dawson is in the movie as well, and there's another character who plays a role. I don't know her name in real life, but she goes by Madison in the movie. She's funny as well. The story, it seems simple, but I guess because Zombieland was a different type of zombie movie, it's hard to like go in certain directions, and they were waiting to see which direction they could take it. And I think this one really worked, and it hit close to home for these characters. Essentially, the four characters make their way to the White House in the opening crawl of the movie, and that's where they set up their home. Where else would you go? You're in the White House. It's a bunch of security around. They have a whole bunch of stuff. They having a good time. But Little Rock, she's the youngest one of the group. She feels like she needs to be around people her own age. Her sister is with Columbus. Tallahassee is acting like a father figure, and she's just basically alone for the most part. And she wants to be around people her own age. So she leaves, and the story is they have to find her and find out where she's going. They come across Rosario Dawson. Her name is Nevada. She's a great addition. She hits it off with Tallahassee really well. They have their love for Elvis. And then there are also new zombies. They characterize the zombies. You have the Homer zombie, which is the dumb zombie that doesn't really pose a threat to anyone. Then you have I forgot what they call them, but they're just like the regular zombies. They're pretty. Oh, the Hawking, pretty smart. They're they want to eat your brains, but they have a special way of doing things. Like that, you can't do the same simple things over and over for them. And then they have like this ninja zombie, but they eventually call him the T-800. And this zombie, it takes a lot more bullets to kill him. It takes a lot more to kill him, and they have to figure out how to get rid of all these new enhanced zombies. And honestly, it's a very funny movie. There's plenty of action, plenty of shooting guns, plenty of fighting the zombies. I believe Owen Wilson makes a cameo as well, some other guy, and that part is funny as well. It's good to see a good sequel that took so long to make, because a lot of times people want sequels for movies that are hits, and then when it comes out, it's a dud. Um, Anchorman 2. But this one works, and I'm so happy about it. It was fun hanging out with these characters once again. You go over a bunch of rules that Columbus came out in the first one. There's a lot of callbacks to the first movie. At the end of the movie, there's a great callback to Bill Murray. So stay for like a little bit as the credits roll. They mention Bill Murray, and it's hilarious. All of it is hilarious. It's a very funny movie. Glad I went to go see it. I hope you guys go check it out. If you're looking for something fun, lighthearted, if you watch, I would say watch the first movie first so you can get a lot of the callbacks and understand the dynamic of the relationships with all the characters. But it's a good watch. Zombieland 2, I highly recommend going to see it. Thank you for listening. Deuces.